What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to an episode of WNN. Hope you're having a happy holidays. Hope you get that fluber or that AK-46 string guitar or the whatchamacallit for Christmas. Today, we'll be talking about the music and music production. If you want to continue seeing WNN, make sure you subscribe to my second channel. I'll link it down in the description. In the near future, my WNN uploads will be going on my second channel, and this channel will be reserved for video essay content of the music and music production variety. You may remember in my last video, I talked about how there was a bit of a panic about the Excellent Audio Life plugin and how people were concerned about the terms and conditions. Life is basically a phone app as well as a plugin that you can use to record and automatically create rhythms and beats out of. Yeah, it seems like we're just going to get a lot of lazy products these days. People are lazy. What can I say? Now, it being overpriced was not the only reason that people were not interested. I actually saw quite a few people on forums as well as my comment section talking about the terms and conditions of this, so I had to check it out. And yeah, there's some pretty wacky stuff. You are granting a non-exclusive, irrevocable, free of charge, worldwide, perpetual, transferable, sub-licensable license to access, analyze, copy, store, modify, create derivatives from. Yeah, you get the point. What the fuck was that? I can't blame people for finding these terms concerning. I mean, just look at this. Anyways, Excellent Audio came out and clarified that this was not their intention later in the day after I uploaded that video. They've clarified that the whole purpose of this was just to make better tools. They said people are misunderstanding it, which is a hilarious way to put it because I feel like people can be pretty cautious about this wording here. This is not chill at all. If I had to guess, the lawyer who wrote this just went too far with the wording. I don't personally think they were trying to do anything shady. So they did update the terms here, as you can see, and this is much more chill. What I don't get though is if this is all they wanted to do to begin with, then why didn't they just word it like this? You can see in these new terms, it is much less oppressive and much clearer what they intend to do with your audio. So anyways, if you guys are interested in this plugin, feel free to check it out. Obviously, it's a bit expensive. It is pretty cool though. I have messed with it a little bit. In our next story, Snoop Dogg has recently revealed that he has gotten over 1 billion streams and only received about $45,000.
I can show you right now. They just sent me some from Spotify where I got 1 billion streams, right? My publisher hit me. I said, break that down. How much money is that? That wasn't even $45,000.
That's crazy.
I've seen people talk about what a scam streaming is because of this, and it is a scam, don't get me wrong, but there's definitely more going on than just this. God, I hate how much we talk about Spotify in these news segments. We got more Spotify news. Can we just talk about Apple Music for once? Anything? Spotify recently announced that they are laying off 17% of their workforce, which comes out to about 1,500 jobs, according to a CNBC source. Although Spotify themselves did not comment on the exact number, the CEO said they are taking substantial action to right-size their costs and that they have hired too many people over the past few years. Over the last 2 years, we put significant emphasis on building Spotify into a truly great and sustainable business, one designed to achieve our goal of being the world's leading audio company and one that will consistently drive profitability and growth into the future. While we've made worthy strides, as I've shared many times, we still have work to do. Economic growth has slowed dramatically and capital has become more expensive. Spotify is not an exception to these realities. Spotify had lost roughly $500 million in the first 9 months of the year, but in the third quarter, which is included in that, they actually profited $70 million. Maybe that's where all of Snoop's money went? They have stated that part of the reason for these cutbacks are higher interest rates. It is worth noting that they laid off 6% of their staff earlier this year, as well as 2% in June. At this rate, it'll just be big brain man Daniel Ek himself, huh? I don't know if we can trust this guy. Do you see how big that brain is? Huh, every time I look, it gets bigger. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at him now. It seems like this is a part of their plan to cut off some of the fat and make Spotify more profitable. We'll see how that goes at the end of this year as well as the beginning of next year. Hopefully they share some of that money around. According to the big brain man himself, he wants Spotify to make $100 billion in revenue by 2030. So maybe he is trying to be the only one left. In similarly related news, this may be one of the most historic cases of pocket watching ever. Spotify's chief financial officer cashed out over $9 million in shares 24 hours after the company announced that they were laying off 17% of their workforce. He was due to leave the company at the beginning of next year. According to the big brain man himself, Spotify has embarked on an evolution over the last 2 years to bring our spending more in line with market expectations while also funding the significant growth opportunities we continue to identify. I've talked a lot with Paul, the CFO, about the need to balance these two objectives carefully. Over time, we've come to the conclusion that Spotify is entering a new phase and needs a CFO with a different mix of experiences. Okay, next we're going to be talking about some recent free plugins and goodies. Oh boy. First up, we have Glaze. Yeah, get your jokes off now, guys. It's a library you can use with the free Contact Player via Native Instruments. It's essentially a vocal library with nearly 150 presets, leads, pads, as well as little vocal phrases. It's one of the top Contact libraries from Native Instruments, in my opinion. It is free until January 15th. Overall, definitely worth grabbing if you're interested in utilizing vocals and vocal chops in your music. Next up, we have Cherry Audio with the free synth named the Synthesizer Expander Module. It is based on the Oberheim SEM, which was Oberheim's first analog synth, which was monophonic, and this one is still monophonic. Sorry to disappoint you. It features a couple oscillators with saw and pulse waveforms. Apparently, the great thing about it is its state variable filter. So if you're looking to expand your ever-growing collection of free synthesizers, this may be worth grabbing for you as it has a analog sound. I'm sure it sounds pretty analog. Usually their stuff does. And then lastly, we have a free lo-fi glitch plugin. If for some reason you need more of those, here you go. It is known as MAME. This one can give you MP3 compression, distortion, and glitches, so it has some elements of digitalis, I believe. It might be something you want sometimes if you're doing IDM or some sort of glitch-based music. A link to all of those will be in the description, as well as my second channel, which is where I will be posting the news, not right away, but in the somewhat near future. Subscribe if you're new here. If you press the like button on this video, I will MAME you. I'll see you guys next time.
DOGG Incorporated.